Indra Jatra, celebrating Kathmandu's cultural tapestry and royal legacy. Indra Jatra is one of the principal Newar festivals in Kathmandu. Its Newari name, Yene, originates from the Newari name for Nepal's capital, Ye. The festival spans 8 days, starting on the 12th of Bhadra, that is August to September, and ending on the 4th day of the dark half of Aswan, that is September to October, during the rainy season. According to the Newar calendar, it takes place entirely within Yamla or Nala, the 6th month of the year. According to local tradition, the origins of Indra Jatra date back to the creation of the city itself. Recent chronicles states that the festival was established in the 11th century by King Gunakam Dev, the supposed founder of Kathmandu. However, the oldest evidence we have is a stone inscriptions from Bhaktapur dating from the 15th century. During the late medieval period, when the Newar still held power over the Kathmandu valley, Indra Jatra was the primary collective festival of the small Malla kingdom of Kathmandu. Structurally, Indra Jatra consists of 3 distinct series of rituals: Kumari Jatra, Indra Jatra, and Bhairav Jatra. Each focus on a specific deity. Although they were interconnected, these 3 ceremonial components have their own myths and can be analyzed independently. It is worth considering the hypothesis that they originated separately and were later combined. Clearly, the worship of Indra represents one of the oldest layers of the festival. However, the Kumari Jatra was established only by Joy Prakash Malla, 1735 to 1768. There is a reason to believe that this ritual was detached from Bhavani or Durga Puja, of which the Kumari Puja is traditionally a part, and given a spectacular theatrical expression during Indra Jatra to strengthen the Malla dynasty, which was facing Gorkha's enemies in the later half of the 18th century. The origins of Bhairav Jatra are less clear, making it difficult to determine whether it was celebrated alongside the festival of Indra Jatra from the beginning. Notably, the large red Bhairav's head affixed to an outside wall of the Old World Palace and displayed only during Indra Jatra was offered by King Rana Bahadur Saha in honor of Indra at the festival in 1795 AD. Overall, it appears that the celebration of Bhairav, Azudya or Bhaila, during Indra Jatra is very old and deeply rooted in Newar folk culture. The Newar Japus farmer, who are undoubtedly among the oldest inhabitants of the Kathmandu valley, have very close relationship with both Bhairav and Indra. The rituals of Indra Jatra focus on several interrelated themes: the relationship between life and death, the king's cosmic order, and the general prosperity of the country. Although the Malla kingdom of Kathmandu disappeared more than 2 centuries ago during the unification of Nepal, Indra Jatra, in its aforementioned restricted sense, is still celebrated today in much the same way as during the Malla period. Present Newar festival seems to reflect the religious aspects of Malla kingship with little change. As will be shown, the Shah kings and Rana prime ministers introduced new elements to Indra Jatra during the 19th and 20th century. However, they largely preserved most of the Newar kings' rituals and confirmed the traditional Guti lands dedicated to their performance. In doing so, they sought to legitimize their powers in the eyes of the Newar local population and reinforce the various sacra attached to their throne. Hanuman Doka, the ancient Malla palace in the center of Kathmandu, is no longer the seat of political power, but it still plays a crucial role in all local Newar festivities. It continues to be regarded as the symbolic center of the city, with the main rituals connected to kingship performed in or around it. Even the sacred sword belonging to the divine Saha ruler, which embodies the Shakti of kingship, is still kept in Hanuman Doka. Indra Jatra, on one hand, enhanced the Nepalese monarchy, which was originally aligned to the Newar culture. On the other hand, it gives alive the glorious past of the indigenous population of Kathmandu Valley, specifically the Malla period. The festival begins with the erection of an approximately 60-foot high pole called Nyasi in Newari and Lingo in Nepali. The pole bears a banner known as Haripata, which is kept inside the old Malla palace of Hanuman Doka during the rest of the year. This banner is under the supervision of Guti Samstan, a state agency responsible for religious endowments. The banner features the 8th sign of good luck known as Astamangal painted on it. Branches and fruits, especially Bogate, a type of pomelo symbolizing fertility along with a small national flag, are flexed on top of the Yansi. This pole and its banner are also known as Indra Dhoja, the banner of Indra. The pole raising ceremony itself is referred to by the Sanskrit expression Indra Dhoja Tan. The Yansi is a pine tree selected a year before the festival from a small forest called Yansi Gu near Nala. Traditionally, representatives from the 9 Manandar or old Shrestha wards of Kathmandu participated in this selection. A goat was set free in the Yansi Gu forest, and the tree against which the goat dropped its back was chosen. However, nowadays, the rituals have been simplified, and the selection and transport of the tree are contracted to a person from another caste group. Despite these changes, the tree is still cut down 1 month before the festival, and a goat is still sacrificed before the tree is felled. A Parvatiya Brahman appointed by the Rajpurohit must worship the tree and perform an offering to Bandevi, the Nepali goddess of the forest at that time. Once cut, the tree is set into a pole and transported formally by the Manandars to Timi, a large village between Bhaktapur and the capital, and then to Kathmandu. The pole is first brought to the northern part of the old city near Bhotahiti on Kanya Astami Day, the 8th day of the bright half of Bhadra. 4 days later, it is taken through Indra Chowk to Hanuman Doka, near the statue of Kal Bhairav, for erection. Currently, the official date for the pole raising ceremony is the 12th day of the bright half of Bhadra, taking place in the morning at an auspicious moment known as site, determined by astrologers attached to the royal palace. This exact time is chosen nearly a month earlier during Krishna Astami. However, there is evidence suggesting that until the reign of King Pratap Singh Saha, 1775 to 1777, the pole raising occurred on the 11th day of a bright half of Bhadra. Some sources still consider this the correct time for the beginning of the festival. On this day, the king sends invitations to Kumari, Ganesh and Bhairav to attend the festival, and the head mask of Bhairav are brought out and displayed on a special sails. Indra's pole and its banner known as Yansi Thanegu are erected in front of Hanuman Doka in the historical center of the city. The heavy Yansi is gradually raised with bamboos and thick ropes. Its base is inserted into a hole often filled with water, which bears a yoni design on the surface. Hundreds of spectators watch from the palace square, and gunshots mark the occasion. Previously, the pole was raised by Manandar or old priests of the Kathmandu Valley, but nowadays, police recruits have taken over this task. Only the leader of the Manandar needs to be present to witness the ritual. A group of Newar masked dancers, Japu farmers from Kilagal, also attend the ceremony. Their dance, called Devi Pyaka, includes characters such as Kumari, Vairavi, Chandi, Vetal, and an unmasked demon or Daitya wearing a head mask or mukut. In this dance, it is believed that Vairav and Kumari must fight the Daitya. The demon once ruled the 3 worlds, but Vairav, unable to tolerate this, attacked the demon while he was dancing alone. They fought hard and long, and when Vairav could not defeat the demon, he appealed to Kumari for help. Kumari fought the demon, recharging her energy or Shakti whenever Vairav considered defeat, and eventually killed them. During the pole raising, these dancers perform only a brief dance. The Devi Pyaka is performed in a more complete manner a few days later in Kilagal. Indra's pole is lowered 8 days later on the 4th day of a dark fortnight of Ashwin at a time determined by the astrologer, usually between 10 and 11 p.m. This ritual is called Indra Dhospatan. The stones securing the Yansi in its hole are removed, and the pine trees fall swiftly on the straw-covered ground. As it comes to rest, hundreds of worshippers rush forward to touch it with their foreheads. The Yansi is then dragged by recruits through the lower part of the city, passing through Jainsi Deval and Teku, and immersed at the confluence of Vishnumati and Bagmati rivers. Before its immersion, the Purohit offers rice, flowers and red powder or sina to the pole. The pole is then taken away by the Pode or fisherman in charge of a nearby temple of Panchali, the Vairav of the southern part of Kathmandu. In the past, the managers of the city would buy the pool from the puri and use it in their oil presses. To fully grasp the significance of the ceremonial pool and its connection to kingship in the modern context, it's essential to delve into Hindu tradition. Lord Indra, as widely recognized, is intricately linked with royal authority. He holds the position of the king among gods and the world, embodying sovereignty in its marital, commanding and dynamic aspects. The earthly king serves as the representative of Indra. Some texts even suggest that a ruler who fulfills his duties faithfully can achieve the status of a king of gods. Broadly speaking, Indra is associated with the Kshatriya, the warrior class. He is revered as the principal deity of warriors, known for his prowess in vanquishing adversaries. His strength is legendary and unparalleled. The Vishnu Dharmottara Puran recounts that Indra's banner was created by Indra with the assistance of Vishnu during the churning of the primeval ocean of milk to protect the gods from the assaults of demons. Positioned atop Indra's ceremonial chariot, the banner instilled fear in demons and secured victory for the gods. Similarly, a king who raises a comparable dwaja or flag annually, adorned with jewels and executes fabrics, will triumph over adversaries. His subjects will be shielded from illness and other adversities, and they will enjoy abundant food and contentment. Therefore, Indra Jatra is a profoundly significant festival for the ruler, with the banner of Indra serving as a symbol of kingship. The Vishnu Dharmottara Puran also provides detailed instruction on how this ritual should be celebrated. Known as Indra Maha, it should be performed during the bright half of Bhadra, which corresponds to the rainy seasons in Nepal. A suitable tree is chosen on the auspicious day by Brahmins with the assistance of carpenters. The tree can be one of 6 types: Arjuna, Ashvakarna, Prikaya, Dava, Udumbara, or bamboo. Astrologers make predictions based on the manner in which the tree falls. Subsequently, the tree is immersed in water and brought into the city accompanied by numerous dancers and singers. Pageants adorn the pool with floral garlands, clothes, handkerchief, and other decorations. The Indra Dwaja is revered in this manner for 12 days. On the 12th day, under the king's supervision and surrounded by his minister, the pole is raised. The king offers worship to the pole with flowers, food offerings, and perfumes. The banner is lowered on the 5th day and transported by elephants to the river for immersion. The Mahabharata Adi Parva, chapter 63, also mentions that Indra Dwaj festival, attributing its initiation to pious king Uparichar Vasu. According to the scripture, King Vasu renounced his kingdom to live as a hermit in the forest, causing concern among the gods. They implored Indra to intervene and dissuade Vasu from his ascetic path. Indra then bestowed upon Vasu a bamboo staff as a protective gift for the people. The following year, Vasu planted the staff in the earth as an offering to Indra. Since that auspicious day, kings have followed Vasu's example by annually erecting a bamboo pole adorned with ornaments and garlands in reverence to King of Gods. The scripture promises that the king who performed this ceremony will attain victory over his enemies, ensuring prosperity and abundant harvest for his kingdom. The ceremonial staff was even carried onto battlefield, and its preservation symbolized the ruler's triumph, its loss signifying. Similarly, in the Kathmandu Valley, Brahmin priests played a vital role in this ancient rural ritual. During the pole raising ceremony, they recited Vedic hymns and conducted Santi rituals to avert any potential misfortune. Thus, the Indra Dwaja festival, rooted in ancient Hindu traditions and scriptures, holds deep significance in affirming kingship, invoking divine blessings for prosperity, and safeguarding the realm from adversity. The purpose of Indra Mahotsav ritual was fundamentally to strengthen and perpetuate the king's authority. According to tradition, by celebrating the Indra Mahotsav, the kingdom becomes day by day greater. The king attains the position of sole ruler of the earth and shall live a full lifetime. The meticulous observance of the tree raising process, overseen by an astrologer, was crucial. Any mishap or deviation from prescribed protocols was considered significant for the ruler and the realm's future. For instance, the presence of a vulture alighting on the tree was seen as a omen of impending danger or death. The parallels between these ancient textual traditions and the Indra Jatra festival in Kathmandu Valley are remarkable. The Nepalese festival of Indra is undeniably rooted in ancient Hindu beliefs and rituals. Notably, in Hinduism, the Indra Dhwaja festival was closely intertwined with theatrical performance. Celebration involving Indra's banner often included plays where the king himself appeared on the stage. As early as the 18th century, plays were staged inside the royal palace of Kathmandu, Nosal Chowk, during Indra Jatra. Theatre in Nepal historically bore royal patronage, and even today, a series of pantomimes depicting the 10th incarnation of Lord Vishnu, known as Das-Avatar, are performed on the 14th day of the bright half of Bhadra on a stage in front of the former royal palace, Hanuman Dokha. Until the mid-20th century, the king of Nepal would sit on a movable throne known as Gaddi to watch this performance, and even termed Gaddi Ivanegu in Newari or Gaddi Arohan Samaro in Sanskrit. Furthermore, Indra's festival remains a time when popular plays Pyaka or Japu Pyaka in Newari are performed across the Kathmandu Valley, both in urban centers and villages alike. Thus, the Indra Jatra festival not only celebrates religious traditions but also serves as a vibrant cultural and theatrical event deeply intertwined with the region's historical and royal heritage. The ceremonial pool holds significant symbolic importance in reinforcing the centrality of the palace within the city. It underscores the king's pivotal role in urban society and imbues the Malla palace with social significance. Through these rituals, the ruler was perceived as the organizer and sustainer of the realm. The pole erected in front of the royal palace also serves as a representation of the cosmic pillar, which upholds the universe and acts as the axis mundi, connecting heaven and earth. It symbolizes the pathway through which blessing from heaven descend to earth. According to some Newar scholars, the term Yasi, derived from Ya meaning beloved and Si meaning wood in Newari, may have roots in Yanasi, which refers to the sacrificial stake or yupa in Hindu tradition. This stake holds profound cosmological significance, further merging the microcosm of the palace with the macrocosm of Indra's heavenly abode, thereby imbuing the palace with a cosmic dimension. While it remains uncertain whether the king was ritually equated with Indra, historical records indicate the presence of a bronze, gold-plated statue of the king of gods Indra. The statue is traditionally placed on a platform called Dabu in Newari, where the king's throne was formerly situated during coronations. The statue resides within the temple of Degutale, one of the guardian deities of the former Malla royal family. During the Indra Jatra festival, the statue is brought out in a procession led by farmers of the Japu caste on the first day of the festival and displayed prominently on the central platform of Nasal Chowk in Hanuman Dokha. It remains on display for 8 days and is worshipped daily by the supervisors of Hanuman Dokha or a designated member of the staff. On the first and last days, Newar Rajopadhyaya Brahmins from Indra Chowk pay homage to the deity, a custom dating back to the reign of King Pratap Malla, 1641 to 1674. While the direct identification between the earthly king and Indra is not entirely clear, these rituals demonstrate a close parallel relation between the king and his divine counterpart during the festival. This intricate interplay of symbolism and tradition underscores the profound cultural and spiritual significance of the Indra Jatra festival in Kathmandu's cultural tapestry. The symbolic significance of Indra's festival deepens when considering its placement with the annual religious calendar. According to Hindu calendar, Indra Maha was originally instituted to combat the enemies of gods, especially the Asuras who threatened the cosmic order. Notably, Indra Jatra occurs during the 4-month period known as Chaturmas, which spans the rainy season. During these months, Vishnu is believed to be slumber on his Naga bed, leaving the world vulnerable to disorder and unrest. This period is particularly challenging for Hindu kings, symbolizing a time of upheaval. In the context of the Kathmandu Valley, the entire month of Bhadra symbolically represents a period of contestation and license. Demons, metaphorically representing disruptive force, are said to roam freely during this time, culminating in street dance known as Lakempiaka, where these demons threaten the universe. Additionally, people gather in various parts of the city to engage in improvised comedic performance called Kana, often targeting political or religious figures, wealthy merchants, or other prominent individuals. Seen through this lens, the raising of Indra's banner during Indra Jatra can be interpreted as a symbol assertions of the king's strength and authority over this disruptive force. The demons metaphorically vanish, and criticism and unrest dissipate by the conclusion of the festival. Indra Jatra thus serves as a ritual renewal of royal power, temporarily quelling anarchic elements and restoring order under the king's authority. This ritualistic framework not only underscores the cultural and religious significance of Indra Jatra, but also highlights its role in reaffirming the legitimacy and stability of the royal authority amidst regional and symbolic challenges. At the base of Indra's pool at Hanuman Dokha, a small iron case contains a statue of Indra seated on his elephant, facing west with outstretched arm, symbolically bound with ropes as a sign of captivity. The statue is revered twice daily, morning and evening, by a Parvatiya Brahman appointed by the Naranhiti Palace, currently from the Sakyal family in Thamel, Kathmandu. The priests perform daily offerings to the Astamatrika goddess and the Astavairav, represented by 8 small posts placed around the ceremonial pool immediately after its erection on the first day of the festival. These guardian deities are believed to protect Lord Indra. During the 8th day of the festival, a Putuar from Pulangu Gueshwari near Balaju, known as the Dyakpal or the guard of the god, watches over the Indra statue. He collects daily offerings from devotees, primarily consisting of rice, barley and sesame seeds, or hama in Newari. In return, he offers oil lamps to Indra twice daily. As compensation, he receives rice, saffron, and mustard oil from the Guti Samstha office. Traditionally, a musician from the Kusali Newar caste would play daily at the feet of Indra's pool, although this practice is declining. Before or on the first day of the festival, groups of Japu farmers place 4 additional images of Indra in various locations: Indra Chok, Maru, Kilagal, and Naradevi. These images depict Indra seated in a lotus position with arms raised sideways, palm facing up. They are housed in wooden structures known as Indra Khat or chariots of Indra, placed on raised shelters called Viman in Sanskrit or Pikachu in Newari. All these images face west towards the Indra Daha, the point from which, according to legend, Indra's mother departed the Kathmandu Valley long ago. Each statue of Indra has specific custodianship arrangements. A Rajopadhyaya Brahman is associated with the statue at Waga, while Vajracharya Buddhist priest oversees the others. Daily rituals called Nitya Puja are conducted by Japu caretakers. The primary day of worshipping these Indra images is the full moon day. Buddhist women offer lamps with 108 lit wicks on behalf of the recently deceased, while Hindus perform the ritual of tying protective sacred threads known as Raksha Bandhan around their wrist under the raised shelters housing the image of Indra. The festival concludes with the Visarjan Puja on the 5th day of the dark half of Aswin. During this ceremony, Japus offers rice cake called Yamari to all directions of the universe. Subsequently, the Vimanas are dismantled and the Indra statue are returned to private homes or temples. Before this, each statue is purified by a Rajopadhyaya Brahman, and then a procession with music escorts Indra to Akash Bhairav temple, where he remains for the rest of the year. Outside the Indra Jatra period, public attention on Indra diminished significantly. The tradition of displaying images of Indra during this festival appears unique to Kathmandu Valley. Indra is portrayed in a distinctive manner, depicted as a thief god, publicly shamed for stealing flowers from a garden in Kathmandu. Local myths provide various versions of the story, recounting how Indra came down to the valley, hidden in a cloud, to gather flowers from a parijat tree for his mother, only to be caught by a surprised local peasant or gardener. In front of the Akash Bhairav temple in Wagah, Indra was captured and publicly displayed for 7 days, his arms bound to a pole. Concerned about her son's absence, Indra's mother arrived in Kathmandu on the 8th day. Realizing his mistake, the king negotiated Indra's release under 2 conditions: that Indra return annually to be exhibited as a captive, and that he provide sufficient fog and dew in winter for the crops to flourish. Indra accepted these terms amidst veneration from the crowd. Subsequently, Indra and his mother mounted the white elephant Airavat at Kilagal and departed, leaving Kathmandu near the Naradevi temple constructed at the city's western limits. During the festival, 2 farmers from Kilagal carry an effigy of Indra's elephant, made from a cane and adorned with painted cloth. Accompanied by musicians, the elephant moves through the city in search of its master. This portrayal of Indra as a thief god, or Kundya, resonates with Hindu mythology, where Indra is sometimes depicted as a thief, notably for Soma, a ritual plant, and the horse intended for sacrifice during the Ashwamedh ritual, actions aimed at maintaining his superiority. The quest for the parijat flower, a common theme in Hindu literature, also features in Nepalese myth. Here, the parijat grows on earth rather than in heaven as in classical Hindu myths, emphasizing Indra's role in fertility and prosperity. These local myths align with ritual elements observed during the festival, reflecting Indra's importance in ensuring agricultural abundance and general well-being. In villages like Pyanggaon, young boys from traditional youth associations or Balmogoti perform rituals where they steal cucumbers from local gardens during the Indra Jatra. These cucumbers are offered to a deity known as Tusik Huimadya, possibly a form of Indra, represented by a head ornament or kikimpa, kept hidden and revered by elder members of the association. Women are prohibited from approaching or seeing the ornament. On the 14th day of the bright fortnight of Bhadra, these cucumbers are presented as prasad to the deity during worship, reflecting widespread reverence for Indra among the Japu farmers, particularly the younger generation. These rituals and myths surrounding Indra during the Indra Jatra festival highlights his multifaceted role as a deity associated with power, fertility, and agricultural prosperity within Newar culture. On the 4th day of the Indra Jatra festival, a funeral processions take place, reflecting a Buddhist version of the myth surrounding Indra and his mother, Vasundhara. According to this version, Vasundhara disguised herself as a demoness or Dagi or Dakini and came to Kathmandu to search for her son, Indra. She found him bound in the palace, resembling a thief. In exchange for his release, she promised to ensure mist and dew for the winter crops and to lead the people of Kathmandu to heaven to meet their deceased relatives. The processions on this day involves recently bereaved Buddhist Newar families who circumambulate the city of Kathmandu. They follow a Japu farmer from Pyanggaon who is possessed by the spirit of Dagi. This man wears a white mask representing Indra's mother and is accompanied by 2 attendants. The processions begins as soon as the Kumari's chariot completes its circle and returns to Hanumandoka. It starts and ends at Marutol near Kastamandap, where the Dagi mask is housed in Tuladhar's house. The procession is led by a group of Japus from Marutol who carry Dundia bamboo, poles decorated with yak tails and play dhime drums. They follow the route taken earlier by the Kumari's chariot, moving swiftly towards both the lower and upper parts of the city. This ritual processions not only commemorates the mythological events but also serves as a cultural expression of mourning and spiritual connection to the departed, emphasizing the intricate interplay between myth, ritual and community identity in Kathmandu Valley. In the context of the Indra Jatra festival in Kathmandu, the ritual processions on the 4th day forms a symbolic sword shape across the city's street, remnants of how King Gunakamdev founded Kathmandu based on the model of Kali's sword. This circumambulation is performed with the intention of following Dagi's footsteps to reach heaven and reunite with deceased relatives. During this solemn journey, families scatter grains along the way to ensure they can find their way back home. During the solemn journey, families scatter grains along the way to ensure they can find their way back home. After completing the procession, any remaining offerings are disposed of at Bhutasata near Kastamandap, and participants cleanse themselves at the Maruhiti fountain. Later in the night, members of the Manandar community undertake another ritual act called Bau Mata in Newari. They rush along the same route carrying a long bamboo structure adorned with lit candles. This tradition, aimed at guiding those who may have lost their way during the earlier processions, also serves to transfer merit to the recently deceased. These rituals surrounding fecundity and vegetation link Indra not only with natural forces but also with the concept of kingship. In Hindu tradition, the ruler was viewed as responsible for the prosperity of the kingdom, akin to Indra's role as the rainmaker and regulator of the meteorological processes. The presence of a king was believed essential for ensuring rainfall and overall fertility, underscoring the ruler's role as a generator of wealth and well-being of the realm. Indra Jatra in Kathmandu Valley is deeply rooted in Hindu textual traditions, particularly in its veneration of Indra, who embodies both the attributes of a warrior Kshatriya known for strength and courage, and a deity associated with vegetation and the welfare of the kingdom. These dual aspects of Indra corresponds to the multifaceted nature of Hindu's kingship. On one hand, the primary duty of the king is to protect his subjects, reflecting the warrior aspects of Indra, who defends the king from asuras or demons. On the other hand, the king serves as a mediator between human and the natural world, akin to Indra's role in ensuring fertility and prosperity through regulating natural forces. Indra Jatra thus stands as an essential rural festival, encompassing themes of power, prosperity, and renewal of rural order. By honoring Indra, the festival underscores the king's divine and authoritative stature within the societal framework. This celebration highlights the ambiguous position of the king in Hindu ideology, where he is both revered as a divine figure, distinct from ordinary subjects in a certain context, yet reliant on divine sanction and ritual legitimacy. In a sense, Indra Jatra not only venerates the god Indra but also reaffirms the symbolic and ceremonial importance of kingship in Hindu culture, portraying the ruler as a pivotal figure who bridges the spiritual and earthly realms for the well-being of the kingdom and its people. Thank you.